So before we do that, I wanted to know, why are you called OtterBox?
So the company name actually comes from our original product line. It's a line of waterproof boxes, and it was a brainstorming session between our founder and CEO, Kurt Richardson, and his wife Nancy on a trip from Fort Collins down to Denver. And they were trying to find a name that not only embodied the work hard, play hard attitude of the employees that were here and the culture that they wanted, but also something that went along with that waterproof feel of the boxes themselves. And an otter's fur is waterproof, so that was one of the names that was bounced out, and it just kind of stuck and took off from there.
Yeah, nice. It works out that the otters are adorable as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And then the other question that I know a lot of our readers have is, what goes through the design process of a case, and what kind of testing do you do? Because you have these claims of what kind of stress they can endure. So how do you go through those testing?
Yeah, so all OtterBox cases are rigorously tested both in-house and by a third party, so it goes beyond just like an industry standard. We want to make sure that everything is done to the highest quality, so we don't cut corners when it comes to design time. Make sure that the case works flawlessly with a device so that it's essentially the exact same thing as using the phone like an iPhone without a case on it. We don't want to cover up any of the different ports, the charging. We want the touchscreen to operate the same way, and it's just one of those things where we take a little bit of extra time to make sure that all of our products offer those qualities to our users.
So can you give us a quick rundown of the series that you have, and who would want a specific case? Because I got 4 different cases available for my iPhone. Which one do I want one?
Sure. So the Defender series is what we're best known for. It's our most rugged case line, and it's our flagship smartphone product. It's got a built-in screen protector, so it's actually adhered to the interior of the case as opposed to being something that you would adhere to the phone itself.
Okay.
It's a full polycarbonate shell that goes around to provide strength around the phone, and then a silicone over the top of that to absorb shock for when you're dropping it and grip. Now, the nice thing about the silicone is that the different access points are covered up, but at the same time, really easy to get to if you need them. So the headphones, you keep dirt and dust out of there by having that cover there. Same thing with the charging cord, so you don't have to worry about those things getting in there and messing with the phone itself. But if you need those functionalities, they're all easily accessible. The nice thing about that built-in touchscreen being a part of the case is that it still does not interfere at all with the touchscreen sensitivity. So you're going to get the exact same experience even with this built-in film over the top. Next we have the Commuter series. So for somebody that's a little bit easier on their phone as opposed to the Defender series being a really rough and tumble type case, this is a little bit more pocket friendly. Still a multi-layer design with a self-adhering screen protector, a silicone that goes over the phone, and then a thin polycarbonate shell. Again, you still get those coverages to the different access points, so you don't have to worry about the dirt in there. But at the same time, if you aren't quite as rough on your phone, you're hopping on a plane and taking off and doing business trips and stuff, this is kind of the case for you if you like to keep it in your pocket. And a lot of us here in the office use this as well. The Reflex series is, as I mentioned just a minute ago, one of those really innovative products for us. So designed around the crumple zone of the car. It has what we call reflex zones, so you can actually see the corner of the case collapsing in there. And that is because of an air pocket that we allow on the inside of each of the corners that allow the case to flex in without pushing against the device. And when that springs back, it dissipates shock around the frame. So it's a single layer case, very sleek, but at the same time very strong because of the 2 different materials, a polycarbonate and a rubber. And then one other cool feature to it is the fact that it slides apart. So we've never had that before in a smartphone case, but for those people that want to throw their iPhone on a docking system or on some speakers, this is kind of the way to go.
Yeah.
And then finally, our Impact series is kind of our rugged take on what you might consider an ordinary case. So as opposed to just being some cheap flimsy silicone that you can find for $1 on eBay, the Impact series is still really highly engineered. We have an inner coring on the inside here, a checkered pattern that you'll see when you look at the case, that is there for shock absorbing purposes. So same thing, it goes beyond just the grip of a silicone and preventing it from getting scratched up, but also really doing a good job of protecting from those scratches.
assume we're looking at the order of pricing.
Yeah,
so
you
how
are.
much does each one cost?
So the Defender series retails for about $49.95, and then the Reflex and Commuter series both retail for $34.95, and then the Impact series, you could kind of consider that entry-level style for us, about $19.95.
Okay, nice. All right, and then what about the Reflex series for the iPad?
So the Reflex series for the iPad 2 is the same basic design as what you saw on the smartphone, but one of the added bonuses to it, beyond just that snap-apart design in the middle, is the fact that it also comes with a removable screen cover that keeps the glass safe when you're out traveling. If you want to throw it in a bag, you don't have to worry about that getting scratched up or beaten up. And it will also snap directly on the back of the device. But the really cool feature to it is the fact that you've got the stand that goes just like this. So a nice low angle for typing. And then on top of that, if you're looking more for like a media viewing type of angle, a little bit more upright, you can slip that into the backside as well, and it'll hold it there. So it offers an additional benefit to it, especially with the amount of glass that there is on a tablet like the iPad. It's just a little bonus there that really helps to provide that higher level of protection.
Nice. Awesome. So I know a lot of people are showing a lot of interest in the Reflex series for the iPad 2. But one thing that I actually get a lot of people asking is, why is it only in black?
Well, it all comes down to just what our designers feel is necessary. So we've got some business intelligence that goes into these things as well. And the initial idea behind the Reflex series for the tablet was it's something that you can take into the office with you, kind of like take it to a boardroom meeting and not have to worry about it drawing attention because of the fact that it was flashy. So it's more about the protection level on it. Now, when you go to something like the smartphone cases, Apple devices tend to stay on the market, as I'm sure you know, for a lot longer than most other smartphones out there.
Like Android.
Exactly. So they have that longer shelf life, so it gives us an opportunity to provide some more options out there because it does take additional tooling and whatnot to put together for the different color options. So by having that available for Apple products, it just gives the user a chance to individualize and personalize the case.
Well, many of you have asked me for recommendations when looking for a case for your iPad. And one of the common questions that I receive is, how bulky is the Reflex series for the iPad 2 versus the Defender series? So what I have right here is I have my iPad 2 in the Reflex series, and I have an iPad 1 here in the Defender. So here is just a way so you can take a look at the difference of bulk. Yes, this is an iPad 1, it's not an iPad 2, so the iPad 2 Defender will be slightly thinner, but not by much, just as the iPad 2 itself is just slightly thinner than the iPad 1. So for those of you who are wondering, there we go. So it turns out I'm really lame and never thanked Jordan for the interview and everything in person on camera. So, thank you, Jordan. Thank you very much. But what I did do is I gathered some cases for you guys to give away. So, let's see. I have got a green Defender series and a gray and black Reflex series, black Impact series, and a pink and white Commuter series. So if you would like to win a case, all you need to do is leave a comment at the bottom of the post letting us know which of those cases you would like to win. And we'll randomly pick a winner and the case will be yours. Thanks for watching and good luck. I'm Leanna with iMore.com.